Today's video is part of a collab that's called The Real Housewives of Craft Country, hosted by Tammie from the Rusted Willow and co-hosted by Simply Becky DIY and me. My name is Leah and this is JunkerNecker DIY. We were challenged to make crafts that represent the area we live in or grew up in. I was born in Florida, but I grew up in Alabama. And my grandfather was a cotton farmer, so you'll see several DIYs that include cotton bowls. DIY number 1. I'll be taking one of these summer signs from Dollar Tree and painting black on the backside. First I've got to get that tag off. Then I'll be using the apple barrel acrylic paint in the color black. And it has a matte finish to it. I just covered the entire backside of this sign. Next I'm going to dress it up. I grabbed this eucalyptus garland and I'm just going to clip a little bit off the end to put on the side of that sign. Next, the cotton bowls. These are from Dollar Tree. This one's a 2-pack, which are a little bit bigger than the ones in the 3-pack. So I glued a couple of those on. Then I grabbed the 3-pack. And you'll see in just a moment, they're just a little smaller. And then I hot glued those on using my Sherbonder glue gun. Stick with the best. Now after that was done, I wanted to add a little bit of color, so I clipped some fall leaves off of a garland that I had last year and just stuck those into place. And I'm going to put a bow at the top with this Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm not doing a big bow and I'm not going to have tails. I just want something else colorful at the top that represents fall. Now I'm lapping those ends over, giving them a pinch, then pulling that other part of the ribbon toward that. So yeah, very easy bow. I just grabbed a piece of twine, double knotted it, cut away the excess, and then it was ready to glue down. I put it right at the top there. Since that cotton bowl was covered up anyway, I pulled it off, and of course it pulled off some paint, so I just glued down one of those eucalyptus leaves to cover up the bare spot. And now I've made this decal stencil. That's it. I made the stencil with my Cricut that says Happy Fall, y'all. I'm going to use a pouncer brush and this beautiful celery color from Waverly Chalk Paint. And I'm going to stamp, stamp, stamp. And right off the bat, I already got green paint on the black, but I'll touch it all up later. You'll see what I do. When I peeled the stencil off, it peeled some paint off, of course. But you know what? This is supposed to look rustic, so it all works out in the end. All I had to do was grab my black paint again and a brush and just dab over those areas where the paint pulled off, or I might have smeared a little bit of green, just like so. And I did the same thing with that celery chalk paint. Just coming in and covering up where the paint had pulled some. And really, I didn't try to get every single spot and make it look totally perfect, because my idea is it looks rustic, right? If you mess it up, just label it rustic. And no one will know you didn't mean for it to be that way from the beginning. Here's my finished door hanger, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Happy fall, y'all! Now for DIY number 2. I'm going to be using some of these styrofoam balls from Dollar Tree and some more of those Dollar Tree cotton balls. I'll be gluing those around the sphere to make a decorative cotton bowl ball. Now on the smaller one I used what I had left on the Dollar Tree cotton bowls. And make sure you let them cool all the way before you turn them loose. And leave a little bit blank on the bottom so they don't roll around wherever you set them. Now on the larger ball I'm using some of these cotton bowls that I made a couple of years ago. Doing the same thing with those. And if you're interested in knowing how I made these, I'm going to link the video for that up above. And that's how that's looking. If you've got a blank spot with that, just add a couple of cotton balls, and it looks like it's supposed to be that way. I think I'll trim down the brown areas on mine a little bit, but all in all, I think they turned out really neat. Very fall-like decor. Now for DIY number 3. I wasn't able to do another cotton bowl DIY because, well, the third one I was working on messed up. Anyway, I improvised, and I'm going to take 2 of these fall signs from Dollar Tree, and I'm measuring, they're almost 6 inches across. So I'm going to measure at 3 inches and score it to look like it's 2 planks. Now I've got this electric tool, I'm not sure what it's called, but I'll look it up and put it in the descriptions. However, I'm sure you could probably do this with a saw at home, or maybe even a blade. What are those? Box cutters, yeah. You could probably do it with a box cutter. Anyway, I just scored the line. And then I made some little lines here and there on the ends. And I'm going to come in with these colors of paint from PLAID. I'll list all the names of these in the descriptions. I'm also using some antique wax. I'm going to paint each plank a different color. I'm going with red at the top. And I'm not trying to get it totally covered because this is a rustic sign. I want it to look like there's paint missing where it's been worn off over the years. Then I went down to the orange next. And then this tan color, I forget what it's called. But anyway, there's that, and then yellow at the bottom. Now once it dried, I took some antique wax and brushed over, blotting it here and there, trying to get it on the edges and ends very well. And then I wiped off the excess, but I didn't film it. Next, I turned them over, butted them up together, and attached them together with some popsicle sticks. That should hold it. I made some decals with my Cricut. I'm not going to be doing stencils again right now. Anyway, the top one, the red plank, says Apple Orchard. The next plank down, the orange one, says cider mill. No, that goes on the brown. Right. pumpkin patch goes on the orange. And I'm doing them in white and black colors, as you can see. It's apple orchard, pumpkin patch, cider meal, and on the yellow is hay rides. And then I've got some arrows that I also made with the Cricut. And that's how it turned out. I think it's so rustic, so cute. This one's definitely my favorite. If you liked another one better than this, let me know in the comments. And if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. Please say hello in the comments. And that's it for today, y'all. Here's one final look. Watch for the playlist in the description box. There will be a lot of other creators sharing their heritage, so to speak, in some DIYs for the Real Housewives of Craft County Challenge. Bye-bye for now.